A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And G is for great, F is for Friday. It's not Friday, but if you are listening on a Friday, then welcome to the Anime Dads and Dudes podcast. My name is Reilly, the Anime Dad, and I'm happy to be here. I really, really am. I'm with my best friend, my main man, my homie dog, Footface, Bjorvio. Introduce yourself, my man.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bjorvio, and I am the second most important person in the entire country of Jorhathia. Now, why am I only second best? Well, somewhat simple logic behind that. I don't have the best beard. Okay, mine's still just a little too short, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That's up for interpretation. But it's great to be here. We have a really exciting episode today. We're going to talk about things that are quite dark, mysterious, scary, and we hope you stick along for the ride. But before we get into that, as always, we're getting into some improv questions. I'll ask Bjorvio two, he'll ask me two and a half. And we'll just go for it. Improv question, improv answer. It's anime related, and it's always fun.
I'm holding you to that half a question, by the way.
Definitely. I choked on fresh air. All right. One. Okay. What if you got transported into the solo leveling world? Okay. What rank would you be? And who would be your sidekick from another anime?
That's a good question. I think I'd be a C rank. I, I wouldn't want to be too much higher than that. Probably be a mage, you know. And I'm not super good with close quarters combat, but pointing and shooting, I'm real good at that. Um, especially if it's fire or ice or something like that. That just sounds really cool. And then I want someone strong, you know. I want someone that's gonna carry me through, but also someone that's gonna cover my weaknesses, okay? So I'm gonna go with Kenshin Himura. Yeah, he doesn't have any great powers, but here's the thing. You don't get the name Batosai the Manslayer for no reason, okay? Like, Homeboy is gonna be cutting through things left and right, like cheese
And
and
Santa.
enemies alike.
Mm.
Yes.
You're not going to forget about Santa. Great choice. Great choice. Great reasoning. Well done. Have you watched the new episode of season two?
No, I haven't yet.
It is amazing. It's really,
Is it?
really good. Oh my word. It's yeah, it's amazing. It's scary, but it's amazing. All right. Second question. Um, let's pretend you had to replace your arms and legs with an anime character's arms and legs. Each arm, each leg needs to be a different anime character. Go.
Okay, so one of my arms is going to be Frankie because why not? And then just to be actually to be somewhat proportional, I'm
Super.
going to go with Major Alex Louis Armstrong for the other arm.
Mm.
Just I got to be buff, okay?
Hmm.
And then I'm going to need some real powerhouses for my legs, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take Kid Gohan's left leg, and then I'm going to take Bond from Spy Family's right leg.
I need someone to draw that. That would be absolutely amazing.
I think it'd be super.
And you definitely look like a cool. Imagine a villain standing there and you just walking up to him with Bond's leg. You've only run in a circle, but very, very good choices. All right, give me to your two and a half. I'm ready and I'm steady.
All right. So you get transported to the My Hero Academia universe, and you get accepted into UA because of your quirk, and you get a look at the syllabus. What class are you most excited about joining on your syllabus?
Knitting, because you can knit your own superhero outfit. I mean, I'm not sure. Did you see the episode? It's behind the scenes where they knit their own superhero outfits. I know it goes away, but it comes back in pieces, and they have to knit it up.
Yeah, I did. That's how Mirio made his costume, actually. He was the number one person in there because he had to knit his suit from his own hair.
That's very true. Um, yeah, mine looked interesting. I had two holes where my nipples are, and it was just for my quirk. Um, my quirk, which is as soon as someone you know what it is. I mean, you should tell people rather.
I do. It is the ability to turn anything into disco balls.
Yeah, so related. I love it. Yeah, yeah. So that's me, and I'm gonna be the world's, if I can say it, I'm gonna be the world's greatest hero.
I believe you, 100%. Especially with a suit that you made yourself. I mean, who wants to rent out a suit when you can make it by hand?
And it's actually made out of toenails. That's shredded into really tiny pieces, and yeah, yeah. What's your
I feel
second
sorry
question?
for I feel sorry for your knitting teacher.
I'm a
All right.
weirdo.
So, you are in the Full Metal Alchemist universe,
I am. It just went
and
out on Netflix. Fullmetal Alchemist. It just came out on Netflix. So I'm gonna watch it again on Netflix for fun.
it's nice. You
Mm.
should. You should. Um, anyway, so you are in that universe, and you come across Pride, okay? And you're terrified because it's Pride, he's got his long arms and everything, but thankfully since you've seen the show, you know his weakness. And uh in order to help fight him, you use your battle cry horn that you conveniently had there and summon someone alongside you to fight Pride, but also someone who you would like to go on a picnic with after that. So my question to you is, who is fighting Pride? And then once you're done, who is joining you on this picnic?
Great question. What is Pride's weakness again? I forget.
Uh, he can only activate when there's light around him. So like if he's in perpetual darkness, he can't do anything and he can't see.
It's definitely gonna be. It's definitely 100% gonna be that wormhole girl. From My Hero Academia, who has a finger and
Oh yeah,
wormholes
yeah.
come out. She looks
13.
like
Yeah.
13. She looks like she can bake as well. Doesn't she look like she's a person that can bake? She's got like a kind voice.
Yes.
She'll bake some good treats for me. Obviously, it's a dark hole that she can suck him in or whatever, and that it'll keep him at bay for a while. But she'd bake me a wonderful cookie or wonderful cupcakes, and we'd have a lovely picnic, and we get married 2 years later. Um, be a wonderful wedding. Small but nice. Two best men. Las
Dibs.
Vegas, and yeah, that's
Dibs on one of the best men rules, just saying.
yes, 100%. Actually, needs to be in Tokyo. All right, you got half a question left. Make it a good one.
I shall. So in season 4 of My Hero Academia, which one would you pick?
Yes, very well done. I was wondering how you're going to do that. Um, I'd pick the third one because it's just incredible. Have you seen the eyes and the face of the wheels? Incredible, absolutely amazing. Don't you think?
Yeah, and just how they go round and round. I mean, it's just mesmerizing. All through the town, bro.
All through the town. It is mesmerizing for sure. Well, that's our improv questions. If you have any improv questions, send them to your friend and make them or call them right now. Pause the podcast, give them a call, talk about anime with them randomly, and just hang up without saying goodbye. It'll be fun. Okay, what are we talking about today, sir?
Today we're going to be talking about our who are our top three favorite villains. I've personally been waiting for this one for a really long time.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I'm very nervous because there are so many potential options. There are so many incredible villains out there, and
I have so many runners up, bro. Like it's
oh,
not even funny.
so this is my top three today, really, because it changes so
R
regularly.
Yes, I literally think I made a change to mine yesterday. Like I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, yeah. And the top of my list is Anya. She is a villain for
The
all.
twist villain of Spy Family.
Bro, imagine that. At the end of the series, she just turns around and assassinates her mother and father. Um,
No one would see that coming.
no one to see that coming. That's incredible. That's incredible. Um, okay, so I mean, what makes a good villain? I think what makes a good villain is um, an incredible voice performance.
Hmm.
Makes a really, really good villain. Also, to be honest, I like the fact I like when it blurs the line between villain and hero, or villain
Oh,
and
same.
yeah, when it gives
Yeah.
him a bit of
Yeah.
as an audience, you can look behind, you can understand him slightly. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
100%.
and it should strike fear if that person shows up at your house. You should pee yourself automatically.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I- They also need a compelling story. Like nothing is worse to me than a villain that's just kind of there and you don't like their motivation and they kind of have a bland personality and then you're like, okay, maybe their story is a little bit better and then it's like, wait, that's it.
Mm.
Like there's no way that I'm gonna respect a villain that has like a terrible story, you know what I mean? But they also have to like channel something of the hero. Like they ought to be an opposite of them in some way, shape, or form, or maybe even like, but also a little bit similar, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah. Agree. Agree. And I really do like a bit of psycho in a villain.
yeah,
Unpredict
yeah. Some of
yeah.
mine are definitely little
Unpredictable.
bit like unhinged.
Yeah. 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 And all right. Well, who's your number three?
My number three has gone back and forth through a lot of different phases. And this one is going to be my psycho. This is the one who doesn't have a compelling story, but doesn't need a compelling story. Their actions speak so they do everything themselves. One of my favorite villains of all time, Frieza.
Hmm. Hmm. He really is a psycho. That's a great choice for your psycho. I thought you were going to say Anya again, but yeah, it's a really good choice. Frieza's amazing. Um, he's scary. He's got the villainous vibe. He's crazy. He's worried about his height a tremendous amount, and I don't think he'll ever be good.
No, and that's what I like is they're not trying to redeem Frieza because
Mm,
Frieza can't necessarily be redeemed. He is who he is and he's
mhm,
fine with that.
mhm.
And so he's out there doing what he wants when he wants to do it and then someone beats him and he's like I can't accept this. Like he just can't. And like when you think of a commanding presence, just seeing Frieza in that bubble chair, dude, like that is such amazing imagery. Like you see that coming at you, you know you're screwed. Like without a doubt, you're already a dead man walking.
I just peed a little you talking about it, so I understand. That's very terrifying. Beautiful. My number three is something. Sorry, that was just our ad break. For bells, bells everywhere. Buy bells and use the promo code bells. Um, our anime. My number three is gonna be someone that's not a psycho. Someone that, again, he blurred that line. I understand him as a person. He does have a bit of a redeeming arc, and but I love his dub voice actor as well. His name's Sukasa, and his voice actor is good. He has a bit of a redeeming arc, like I said. He sticks to his, he's incredibly strong and powerful, but promo code bells. What do you think about Sukasa?
Tsukasa, man, I wasn't expecting that to be on your list, but I'm here for it. He's a good villain, but like the thing that makes Tsukasa so like groundbreaking is a villain, I guess is let's be real, sometimes I might sound like a terrible person, but Tsukasa presents a pretty convincing argument. I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying he has a very convincing argument. And I'm like, I see where you're coming from. Exactly, 100%. He's got good motives for doing it, and he's only trying to do what he thinks is right
Hmm.
and is willing to stand on that even in the face of opposition.
Yes, and I won't mention too much, but obviously his backstory a bit more when you find out a little bit more about it is also terribly sad, and it adds another depth or layer to him. So yeah, that's why he's my number three. Who is your number two? And I'm not talking about the poops.
I'm glad you're not, because that's a whole different conversation. Um, my number two is a villain that I'm not gonna lie. The first time that I was introduced to this villain, I said, "What a dweeb!" Like, just they just did not impress me. I was like, "This is who the villain is? Are you kidding me?" But this villain has really impressed me, and I've actually grown really sympathetic with their story. Um, a lot of it I'm not able to get into because of spoiler reasons, but this character really has grown on me. He's an amazing villain. He has great great feats that he does in the show, but at the end of the day, like I do feel a little bit sorry for him. I also do relate a little bit to what like he's not necessarily wrong. He's not necessarily like he thinks he's doing right, but in a kind of twisted way. It's very interesting, and that is Tomura Shigaraki.
I knew he'd be on your list, and you are so right. You are so right. He's twisted, but he's cool, and his progression has been incredible in the series. Yeah, and oh, I think we have him. Hello. Yeah, no, he's with us right now. Tomura, are you there?
Was wondering when you were gonna bring me up. God, why am I not number one? I mean, is my story not compelling enough for you guys?
Sorry, I honestly wasn't expecting to have him on today. So Tomura, if you listen to the rest, I'm sure you won't have any other questions. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. You better not let me figure out where you live, because let me tell you, I just have to be on your block to use decay at this point.
That's scary. Very, very good. Yeah, so he's a really good villain. My number two.
Sorry, I hung up on him as soon as he was done talking. I don't know if you knew that or not.
So I did. Thank. Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say we're gonna be in trouble, because of that. And all I'm saying is, I hope you see this podcast continue, listeners, because if anything happens,
But
you
if
know
not,
who to
you know
call.
what happened.
Ghostbusters.
Dang it, I was going to say Ghostbusters.
Yeah. All right. My number two. Again, a tough one. There were so many options. It was so incredibly tough, and I struggled quite a bit with deciding. You know, there's so many decisions to make, and yeah, it was a tough decision to make. I'm not going to lie, but um, I weighed. It's from Full Metal Alchemist. Okay. This particular person, and so you can't really say who it is without giving away the story, correct? The main
That
villain.
depends on who it is. Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. That is a little tricky.
So he's incredible, though. He's very, very good at what he does. There's a lot of shroud surrounding who he is and why he is, but he's an incredible villain and a lot of interesting themes. And do you understand where I'm coming from?
100%. Yeah, I do. He is a good villain. And he's a very good, almost polar opposite to Edward and his ideology. And it's kind of like while also, like, I feel like he takes some of the darkest tendencies of Edward in him. Like, if Edward didn't have his moral code, there's a possibility he could have ended up very similar to this character. And yeah, he has somewhat of a tragic story, but also at the same time, a lot of it's really his fault.
That's true. that's that's very true. Flip, I want to watch that again. All right, now this is quite exciting. Maybe you could tell me the anime your number one's from, and I can guess it.
Sure. I'm gonna mention a few runners up though, and
Please do.
this will kind of help some. Runners up, Hero Killer Stain. Bro, he's so good. He's so cool. I love him as a hero. He's not in the series all that much, but when he is, it means something. Um, Ryomen Sukuna. How many times have I talked about him on this podcast? He's absolutely incredible. He barely didn't make the cut, but he was on here. Um, Koro Sensei. Some people consider him a villain. I can see where they're coming from. So therefore, yes, I love Koro Sensei, so that would be on there. And the other one, this will help you narrow it down a little bit, is Greed. He's just a really interesting villain. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't put him on the list, but I really like Greed's story and transformation.
True. Um, all right, so it's in Full Metal, correct?
It's in Full Metal.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Is it? Is it? Who's the guy you compared me to? Oh, you said Greed already. Um, no clue. No clue. Give it to us. Give us your number one.
You're King Bradley.
Great choice. Great choice. Very, very good choice. I'm glad we had the same anime for one. That makes me really, really happy. And Furo King Bradley, his voice acting skills as well as a character is incredible. Um, do you reckon how long would he last in the Dragon Ball universe?
In the Dragon Ball universe? Oh, I'd say he could make it at least to through the first few arcs. Maybe to King Piccolo.
Yeah, agreed, agreed, agreed. Well, that's a great choice. Very well done, and I like your noteworthy people as well. Um, my number one's it's so tough. It's so tough. There were so many options, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with. I'm still kind of on the fence a little bit, but I'm gonna go with someone um, that I admire. I really appreciate. I mean, one person that was on my list that I'm going to mention that was close to number one is Light Yagami.
That's good. I do like Light.
He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's my homie, and I really like how he. Again, it blurs the line a little bit, but my number one right now is Kaido from One Piece, which you've heard of,
Ooh. Oh, for sure.
but he's got enormous amounts of power. He's it's it's funny. He has too much power. He gets bored a tremendous amount. So I'm not going to say too much again to give away the story, but he's got a cool personality. It's interesting. He has fun while fighting. He's a bit crazed and crazy. Another runner-up was actually Big Mom because she's a little bit psychotic in a way. Her
Yeah.
laugh scares me a hell of a lot. And she is a little bit up and down, and you never know what to expect from her. Kaido is quite consistent. So yeah, there were a lot of runners up, but right now it is Kaido from One Piece. Where are you up to in One Piece?
Um, Usopp is about to join the crew.
Exciting.
Yeah, so
Exciting.
we're in the middle of probably not even in the middle yet, honestly, of the East Blue arc. Um, which I've seen of all of this up until this point before, but my wife hasn't, so I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't mind rewatching it all because I only watched the I don't think I've seen it with the with this voice acting cast. I saw it with the four kids, which yeah, that's taken a little getting used to. Not that they're both great. It's just like, Luffy sounds like one thing in my head, now he doesn't. Not that Colleen does, but Colleen's doing such a good job, like they all are. It's just like it's it took some getting used to, but I'm very pleased with everyone's performances so far, especially for an anime that came out so long ago.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, absolutely incredible. And I'm interested. That's funny that you listened to a different dub initially. But no, as it progresses, it just gets better and better. So I'm really excited for you. Well, I mean, if your favorite villain is not on the list, those listening, send a little paragraph to us saying why it should be and why we're really wrong. We'll read it out in the next podcast. Bjorvio will read it out in that particular person's voice, especially if it's Anya. So, send it to us. All right. Let's. Is there anything else you wanted to add on the villains front?
One thing that I thought of while thinking of this podcast, just for giggles and grins, we
Oh,
see how Bradley is during when he's, in his, I think he's mid 60s or so. Can you imagine if Bradley was in his prime?
oh my
How
goodness.
terrifying that must be.
That's so true. His endurance. He's mid 60s. My word. So if you're mid 60s listening right now, there's hope. You're okay.
Yeah,
You're okay.
just watch One Piece, watch Full Metal Alchemist, and combine Zoro and Bradley styles, and bada bing, bada boom, you will be unstoppable.
Game over. Um, all right. Well, let's pump out. I'm excited. I want a villain-based hotline. So what I'm going to do is I am going to run a talk show and have a few different villains on. All right, just to talk to them about being a villain. And does that make sense?
Yep, I got
Yeah,
you.
cool. Well, welcome to the talk show where we talk about efficacy in the world. We talk about ethics. We talk about heroes. We talk about villains. We talk about Japan. And I'm quite excited because I've got 5 different villains on the phone right now. And hopefully we can get some answers from them. I do only have them on because they have my wife as a hostage, but that's not a problem at all. We'll make sure to get our money's worth and make sure she's safe. Love you, Darlene. All right, let's get into it. So, the first person we got, Shigaraki. Yeah, Shigaraki, got 2 questions for you. Firstly, what's up with your face?
Nothing. What's up with yours?
Second question, what is your motivation in 6 words or less?
Destroy Hero Society. Long live villains.
Oh my goodness, that was really good. I actually got chills. Very, very good. Oh, Sukuna's here. Sukuna, very excited to have you on. Again, 2 questions for you, my main man, sir. How's my wife doing?
She's really, cut above the rest right now, if you understand my drift.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Darlene, be safe. And second question for you. Um, what's your favorite color?
Like maybe a dark gray.
Oh, lovely, lovely. All right, thank you for your call. We got Vegeta on because he's a bit of a villain now and again. Vegeta, how you doing?
I'm confused why I have to sit with this bunch. I mean, I got the tattoo of the M off my forehead.
Yeah, true, true. But I see you at nighttime writing it, looking in the mirror with a permanent marker. What's your what's your biggest regret?
Losing to Kakarot. I mean, yeah, I never lost to Kakarot. Of course not. I beat that clown fair and square. I would say, losing to Frieza.
Okay, all right. Hey, Muzan's here. Muzan from Demon Slayer. What's up, man?
Not much. You doing all right?
Very good, very good. What is your when you did the song Thriller? How did you come up with the moves?
It was how I pictured walking away from young Ubayashiki's corpse at the end.
Oh, very good, very good. Final person that we have here. Don't know why you're on the list. Mickey Mouse.
Well, it's probably because of what I did to the Star Wars franchise.
What? What's your kill phrase, Mickey? If you take someone out, what do you say after you've taken them out?
Looks like I had the right Mousecatool all along.
Yes, yes. Oh my word! I actually have chills from that too. That was very scary. Mickey Mouse would be a scary villain. My word. Well, thank you for listening to our podcast, everyone. We really appreciate your love and support. And again, we don't even know if anyone's listening, but we have a lot of fun. We forget that people are listening, but we have a lot of fun, and we have a blast. And I think we have another villain to take us out.
Why, hello, everyone. My name is Kyutaro, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And by the way, not all of Disney Star Wars is bad, just some of it. But then again, that's just me. And did we release his wife? Well, I hope you like a cliffhanger. You might find out in next week's episode. By the way, you should come back for that too, because we have a tremendous one. I hope you all have a villaintastic day with that word I just made up. And don't forget, everyone, go beyond.
Ultra. Very good, brother. Very good. That was amazing.